Hi, Mr. D.
Yeah, may we approach Judge?
Please.
Judge, we want to be transparent with you about this case.
Uh-oh.
This Gerard Jones is the young man that picked up the murder case. We don't know how long you want to carry it or if you want to carry
Is it on docket today?
Yes, sir.
We know that that case is gonna take years. Right?
Murder case, yes.
And then we have the two assault and mischief.
I had asked the state, would they be amenable to dismiss it and use it for punishment in the event that he gets convicted?
Yeah, I'm still, I mean,
Spoken to the
I'm still waiting to hear back from
big brother.
Yes. I made the offer, but I understand Mr. Dixon's point is not want to take anything. I totally understand that. I totally understand that. But I can talk to Fallon. Just would ask for quickness. I mean, I don't think the defense going anywhere.
I mean, really, don't stress. Life's too short. So you want a week? A week?
Yeah, we could be fine. Thank you, Your Honor,
So
today.
set it a week, see what you're okay, and then if not, then we'll set it.
Yes, sir.
And I'll email.
You want to talk to me?
Yes, yeah. Madam McIntosh, Judge, he was, on 4th Street. Right now, he's in jail on 2 theft cases. And I was wondering, would you be amenable to giving him a bond on these cases?
Is there not a bond set?
I think it's 5,000 a piece, Judge.
I think it's 5,000.
So, yeah, the old one is 5,002.
1,000 altogether.
You want me to talk to him?
I talked to him, Judge. He wanted me to, I wanted to see if you, Judge, would be amenable to giving him a PR bond. Take that as a no, Judge.
I don't know. Look, I never want to say no.
Yes,
I gotta talk to him, but he picks up a theft case, takes off, and the only reason we got him now is because he picked up a new theft case.
That's correct, Judge.
If we give him a beyond again, a new bond, are we gonna get a third theft case? You know, I don't know. Let me talk to him and then we'll see.
Okay.
How's jail?
Not too pleasing, not too pleasant.
It's supposed to be like that. Right.
Yes.
Here's the problem. Your lawyer wants me to give you a PR bond, but you picked up a theft case. You're supposed to come to court. You didn't come to court. You took off on us. We issued you a warrant. We issued a warrant. The only reason we have you now is because you picked up another theft case. So why? Why would we continue to do the same thing?
I attempted to come to court, but you see, there's no buses coming out of Kingwood. And I was taking care of my grandmother in Kingwood. So I tried, we tried to get Uber money and everything, but I couldn't make it. And I called in and.
We don't have any record. The only reason we have you now is you picked up a new theft case. What happened on the theft case, Alex?
So on the most recent theft case on March 6, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a shoplifting call at a Walmart. The officer made contact with asset protection, who stated that he recognized the defendant from a previous encounter and observed the defendant grab multiple items and attempt to leave the store, passing all points of sale without attempting to pay. The defendant stated he is owed a Purple Heart Veterans discount. Therefore, the amount stolen should be less than listed due to the father's military service. The defendant stated he was trying to find his ID that he dropped outside the Walmart, and that is why he passed all points of sale and attempted to leave the exit. And the defendant further stated that the warrant should be invalidated due to him not stealing on the prior theft as well. The total was $283.62.
It's all not how it went.
No comments on the facts of this case, sir.
Okay.
Was he ordered in the first theft case not to go back to so they're both at Walmart, right?
I just want to confirm. No, the first one at a Melrose was the first theft.
Melrose.
Yes, Judge.
It's Melrose.
I believe it's a retail clothing store. So my understanding is,
Are you sure?
let me double check what that is. Yes, Judge, it's the clothing store.
Do you see any other prior criminal history?
I see only a previous interference that was dismissed, but nothing else besides that.
What do you think, Mr. D?
I think that I think he would conform to the requirements, Judge. He stated.
Didn't before.
I understand. he made a mistake there. We all make mistakes in life. He said that he was attending to his ill mother, that, that's not a reason for him not to show up.
I just turned 30.
What do you do with yourself these days?
I'm a farmer in the Virgin Islands. I have a farm. I'm a COO of True Farm Hydroponic Goods. We have a farm in Florida, Palmetto, Florida, and we have a farm in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. I'm trying to expand to make a ranch over here in Houston.
Who do you live with now?
My grandmother, she's battling breast cancer.
You already ran once. I won't let you run again.
If I give you another PR bond, and that's a big if, I don't want you out on the street because I don't know what you're doing with yourself. I don't know who you have in your life now. So the first thing that I would like to know is that if we give you a PR bond, where are you going to go? If it's out on the street, I'm not going to do this again. But what I'd like is to see, if you don't mind, reaching out to maybe any family members to see who he has there to go home. If you have, you said grandma, if you have a place to stay, then great. We can verify that so that we know that you're going to go. And the next thing is, if I give you a PR bond, I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know where you are, because you're a flight risk. You've already proven to us that you're a flight risk. And so I'm concerned if I give you a PR bond, you're going to take off on me again. And I don't want that to happen because I'm not going to play this game with you. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
So,
You already fooled us once. I'm not going to do this again.
yes, sir.
So what I'd like to know is if you have a stable place to stay, and then we'll go from there. So you mind reaching out to see if he has a place to go to? If grandma will take him in, then I will give you one more chance, but it's going to be with a leg monitor so I know where you are. And if I find that you ever go back to a Walmart again, away go all your PR bonds. You know, you now have no one that's going to bond you out. So the next time someone alleges that you commit something and you end up going to jail, you will be stuck like Chuck in there because no one is going to post your bond. This is what you need to think about when you're out there in the free world. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? That's what you need to think about. So let's see what we can do about finding you a place. And then if so, we'll go further. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I take care of it right now.
Thanks.
Yeah, since I'm here on Mr. McIntosh, the one we just spoken about the place to stay, I spoke with his grandmother, Mrs. Gladys Sanchez. Mrs. Sanchez informed me that she would be willing to let him stay there for a period of 2 months. If he tries to get a job and stays out of trouble, she's willing to do that. She said she can't let him
That
stay.
sounds fantastic.
She said she can't let him stay there indefinitely. She can't let him stay there indefinitely because he is not on the lease. But she is willing to make a sacrifice
So
of
what
2 months.
Do is we'll bring him out. And then we'll give him 2 weeks to see what he's done to get a job. We'll go there. If that's also a condition of his bond as well.
Yes, sir.
You know, we'll put a monitor prior to release so we know where he is.
Yes, sir.
No dope, no alcohol.
Yes, sir. Fair enough, Judge.
So he knows not using.
Yes, sir.
That's it after that, right? We're done?
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Deputy Etchigoin, Deputy Miranda. When someone works in jail, do they get paid? Isn't it true they get like maybe 5 cents per hour or something like that?
Somebody, no, they get like more from 3 to 1, depending on, as a worker, they get more time, more pay. So normally, instead of sometimes they do 1 to 1, the workers normally get 3 to 1. That's,
But they don't get like any kind of real money, no real money. It's only you're working for
Yeah.
time.
So you work for time,
Right.
pretty much 3 to 1.
What I was gonna say is you can either get a job in the real world and make real money, or you can work in the jail. Because if you want me to let you out, there's a couple things you need to do. Number one is get a job. Your grandmother is willing to let you stay there, but not indefinitely because you're not on the lease. So you have a limited amount of time that you can stay there. The other thing that you need to do as part of her condition for you to live with her is you got to get a job. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
People who don't have anything can't be picky. So don't be picky where you want to work. Any job is a good job as long as you're making at least minimum wage.
One more mistake and you're done for good.
Real. Okay. I'm going to give you another PR bond now, but I'm not going to do this again. If you pick up a third case, I'm going to go absolutely bonkers. You know, no one's going to bond you out. So think before you act. You are not allowed to go to any Walmarts. And I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks to see what you have done to get a job. You must put in at least 10 to 15 applications. It doesn't matter where, Lowe's, Home Depot, McDonald's, don't be picky. You have to get a job.
Yes, sir.
The other thing is no dope, no alcohol.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to test you. I'm telling you now, I'm going to test you on your release so I know that you're not using.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Give me questions.
Job.
Job, drug and alcohol free, and be nice to your grandmother. Because if she's nice enough to give you a roof over your head, don't bite the hand that feeds you, because then your butt's gonna be on the street. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Mr. D?
No, sir, that'll be all.
Okay, you will get a GPS prior to your release so we know where you are. And I want you back here in 2 weeks to show me what you've done to get a job. If you have done nothing, it's not gonna go well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So good luck, Ms. McIntosh.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, keep the bonds as is, but PR bonds?
Yeah.
And then, on March 2nd, 2025, officers were dispatched to an accident call at the 4500 block of Southwest Freeway. The defendant was passed out in the passenger seat of a tow truck. The officer noticed that her eyes were low, that her speech was slurred, and that her breath smelled like alcohol. The defendant urinated on herself. The defendant stated that she had one drink and that she was coming from a lethargic behavior. The defendant confirmed that she was the driver and that nobody else was with her. SFSTs were conducted. It was a 6 out of 6 on the HGN, a 6 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and a 1 out of 3 on the, a 3 out of 4 on the one leg stand.
You're driving. All we have is her admission that she's driving.
Well, yes and no, Your Honor. We do not have anybody that put her driving. Anybody that sees her in the driver's seat. I spoke with the officer on Friday after we left court. He stated that once he was dispatched, the defendant was no longer in the driver's seat of the vehicle, but the vehicle is on the scene, clearly having front end damage. The officer speaks to the tow truck driver who was there and stated that, and learned that that tow truck driver did not see her driving, but another tow truck driver was there on the scene earlier, and that when, there's a lot of tow truck drivers. When the tow truck driver arrived, the other tow truck driver and the defendant were standing outside of the vehicle speaking. So we never.
No one even saw her in the car.
No, Your Honor. However, this is on a major freeway. I could pull up Google Maps if that's good for you.
No, I believe it. I get
There
it.
are 3 lanes to the left of traffic. There are 3 lanes to the right of traffic. There is
How
no
could you
way.
put her otherwise? I get
A
it.
way for her to leave without honestly being run over. And that's the case law that I've shown you, that she admits to driving, and that
The problem I also
along
have
with the
is,
conjunction of that there's no other way for her to get there or to leave, and that is enough to
was there any
show up.
alcohol in there? Any?
In the vehicle, no, we don't have any open containers.
Did you provide me case law that says that an admission is sufficient?
It's an admission along with corroborating evidence that shows that there is some other there's no other person that could have been driving.
Can I-
And
There's
that's,
one thing, she also denies driving, correct?
yes, no. So on Friday, when I spoke with the officer told me that she did not outright admit to driving, and that is correct. And through my notes that I emailed him, I put the defendant denied driving. That's not exactly correct. What the officer did say is asked, where are you coming from and where are you going? And she answered those questions. So based on that information, we can say that she was admitted to driving.
Well, I can't say that. That's assuming. You can say, oh, I went there, I went here. I didn't drive here this morning. I took the bus this morning.
She also admits that she was in an accident. She stated that she hit because they're at the same time they're investigating FSGI.
That's new information. I mean,
It's in the body cam, Your Honor.
okay. So I wasn't privy to that. Last week, again, so now we're on her statement only. So I'll wait till they're done. I'm
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
wait, yeah.
No, just that she said that she was in an accident because they're investigating FSGI, and the defendant stated that she hit some sort of. The officer is asking, did you hit another vehicle? And she says, no, I hit some sort of barrier.
Okay.
And then the FSGI, they're unable to charge that case because they can't identify who the driver
Yes.
is.
So the complaint, there's a separate white car that's been in an accident off of the freeway. They're trying to connect this defendant to the FSGI. That driver of that other vehicle, the complainant, isn't able to say who hit her. So we did not accept those charges.
Do you have a case that says that an admission?
Yeah, that's the case. Reed, I sent that by email. It's like a 1957 case. The state, they gave you Dansby,
Case from like,
huh?
it's a case from 1852.
No, my case, 1957. Yeah. That's why I was like, everybody knows this. Corpus delicti. That's in the state's case. The state cites to Fisher, which is the same proposition that,
Which is the conclusory case?
I'm not sure, if that, no,
Another one that
you're
they're
thinking
saying-
Ford. No.
Oh, yeah, Ford.
Yeah, in Fisher, they talk about the corpus delicti rule, which is the defendant's initiative.
Traditionally, I agree with you, right? Like, the statement in and of itself is insufficient.
Right. So,
When you have other evidence there, like what she's saying, corroborating evidence, you know,
no, I would dispute that. They're saying that her being on the highway alone, it'd be the other way around. If she was in a parking lot alone, the case they presented to you, it's a lighted parking lot. It's more
no, but
likely that.
she's in the middle of a freeway.
Right, so it's more likely you're not gonna find someone that's left the scene, as opposed to if you're in a parking lot with lights and street lights, you're probably gonna find that person walking down the street.
And Your Honor, we'd argue that if they're in a freeway, there is nowhere for another person to go. The person would not exist.
How could there possibly be someone else? I mean, if you're,
There's all kind of places you can sneak into. There's sewer, jail.
But this is why.
You can walk into the
Hurdle.
store. Yeah, I'm just telling you, I don't know why we're assuming everything they say is like grace. In the case they presented to you, there was a restaurant where the defendant was found. Today, they've said that my client admitted to owning the vehicle. I'm not aware of that. That wasn't presented to me last week.
It's in the dip zone, Your Honor. And the officer did run the car and it did come back registered to the defendant.
So again, that would be from her statement, unless there's some hearsay that they are now saying that corroborates that. In the case they presented, there's a bar nearby that where the person that is the defendant claims they were at drinking. The way it was presented last week is, I went here, I went here, I went here. It wasn't, I drove there. There was no admission to driving. You still wouldn't have a witness to say that she was operating. Did you get my email? Because I want to make sure.
I'm
Okay, cool.
I'm reading three now.
That's the original one. Yeah.
What's the,
The whole thing
is it still good?
Yeah. There's nothing.
Have you seen three?
Sorry, Your Honor?
That's the
Three?
one I sent.
Did you send it to
Yes,
them?
I
Yeah.
have seen them all, yes, Your Honor.
And it's an oldie but goodie. That's exactly the same situation. And then,
No, it's like right on point. It's like here we have, except for the fact that like in 3, he's at a hospital, makes an admission, where here, she's still on the scene.
And you see, that
No,
would be our,
she's in a record car.
Okay, meaning, but she's still
they're right next.
close to
Okay.
the car.
And that would be our argument, is that distinguishing 3 from the case that I presented to you is that in 3, the defendant's not on the scene.
How
Somebody else
did-
could have driven, as opposed to the case where I showed you, which showed defense counsel and you as well, Your Honor. It is a Whataburger parking lot, I believe they're in, maybe a
Right.
McDonald's. It's a fast food restaurant. The defendant is found inside the restaurant and the car is outside of the restaurant. But the court found that based on the totality of circumstances, looking at the surroundings, that the defendant's admissions combined with the fact that it was his vehicle, that he was right there, that it was enough to prove obligation.
Yeah, and that's the distinction that I think, is important, because all of that is near itself as far as premises and the defendant. Everything here is not near the scene. It's not all one little package. I don't know where she
Why
went.
not? What do you mean? Why not? The only difference here is that she's sitting in a record truck, but we have.
No,
her
they said that she
statement.
went to all these places that I don't know where they are, or if she went, and so in this case, they have evidence that she was
So
going.
the officer, hey, where are you coming from? Where are you going? And she says, hey, I was,
Coming from a club.
dancing.
Right,
Whatever.
whatever. In San Antonio, I don't know. I don't know where that club is. That's what I'm saying. And here, they know where the water.
Is it relevant? Where? I don't care where. My only concern is she driving. I don't care where she goes.
Exactly. And that's where, again, she's not saying she drove there. She's saying that she was there. So
She's saying that she was going home, Your Honor.
someone was driving her home.
What's the exact statement that she says?
Don't have it was on the body cam, but I have from the offense report, if I can pull that up.
Why don't we put it off till tomorrow so you can take a look at what she's looking at? That way you can make an informed argument, Are you okay with that?
No, I'm good anytime. I'd like to postpone always. So I'll come back tomorrow.
I asked the suspect where she was coming from. She stated Good Moods, a club in Houston, Texas. And that she was going home.
So I go home, someone asks me, where are you coming from? I'm coming from the courthouse. Okay, they don't know that I took the bus there, back home. You know what I'm saying?
But she's alone. Her car is in a ditch.
I don't know, again. I got you, or I see.
Take a look. We can finish it up tomorrow. I'll take a look. If you have any more cases, just
But I
let me
do
know.
agree with you that that case is on point. And then I do want to point out that from last week to today, and I'm assuming tomorrow, the facts are going to keep getting different, from the
Take a
judge.
look and take a look at everything. Release everything so that
I
you
have,
can,
yes, Your Honor.
absolutely every single piece that's out
I
there.
got you.
See? Yeah. Okay, Mr. Pond. Thanks. All right. So gentlemen, both of you guys have worked out agreements in your criminal cases. You've worked out an agreement where, Mr. Jones, your case, you're charged with criminal trespass. Both of you are charged with criminal trespass. Yours, Mr. Jones, it's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because it's a trespass of a habitation, shelter, super fund, or infrastructure. So you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. But you have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 39 days in jail with credit for the 3 days that you've done. As a result of this plea bargain, they're going to dismiss 3 other cases. Is this how you understand it? All right. Mr. Smart, you have worked out an agreement where you are entering into a 2-year deferred adjudication. This is a type of probation that if you complete it successfully, you will not end up with a conviction on your record. You need to understand you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement. If you violate this agreement, then we will issue a warrant for your arrest, put you in jail, and you're looking at up to 180 days in jail. But I'm telling you now, we will continue to do this treatment program until it takes. If you take off on it, if you don't complete it, If you don't do the aftercare, I will issue a warrant. I'm going to put you back in jail and we will start the program new and fresh every single time until it takes. Do you understand? The only thing I'm asking you to do is stay clean. That's all I want. This is literally all I want. Don't kill yourself slowly. Don't kill yourself at all. Do you understand? You must do substance abuse treatment as indicated by the TRAS that you have done. You will do what's called SAT. This is an inpatient facility that you're going to go to. The program lasts around 9 months, give or take. It depends on how well you respond to treatment. If you do well, if you do what they ask, then it goes shorter. If you fight with them, it's going to take longer. It could be a year and a half. You understand? So both of you give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Now yours will reflect as a conviction on your record. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand? Mr. Smart, if you complete this, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. You understand? How do both of you plead to the offenses, guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to withhold that for 2 years. You're entering into this probation, and I'm telling you, all I want you to do is be clean. Can you get it done? Yes. I really, really hope so. We're going to keep doing it until it takes, one way or the other. Did you have anything that you wanted to add?
That's it,
No?
Judge. Thank
Okay.
you.
Anything?
I'm gonna wait to see you.
I'd like to go through it, Mr. Smart.
Okay,
So maybe like 4 months in,
okay.
let's go pay him a visit. I'm going to go visit you to make sure that you're doing well.
Yes, sir.
You're not going to treatment. If you're going to treatment, I'd visit you. You're not going to treatment. And I don't even know where you're going to go. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you, Judge. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Judge Fleischer, she wants to thank you.
Thank you.
Just make us proud.
Yes.
Make your sons proud, Mr. Smart.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Torres. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 50 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. This is important because if you ever get pulled over again and you smell like alcohol, you smell like dope, what's going to happen?
Penitentiary.
Up to 10 years. Cops don't care if you're falling down stupid ass drunk. You don't have to be like that. Just the faintest smell of alcohol. You get pulled over, an officer's going to run your license. They're going to say DWI, DWI. Well, he's probably DWI again. Put him in. 2 to 10 in the penitentiary next time. If I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car. It is a huge risk. Not to mention how much money you paid for all this. You know what I mean? $40. Uber will take you anywhere you want to go. Don't matter where you want to go. $40. Use it. You have the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take off. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I didn't plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty.
Yes.
I'm going to find you guilty. I have to suspend your license. I will suspend it for a year. Do not drive until you get a license. Now, when did he want to report for the jail time?
The 24th, Your Honor, 2 weeks from today.
Okay. You must report by 6 p.m. on that day. If you fail to report, I will issue a warrant for arrest. And then you're looking at up to a year in jail. Do you understand? So to report by 3/24 at 6 p.m.
And Your Honor, I don't know if you're, I don't want to interrupt you, but just regarding court costs, if you would consider running them concurrently. I was retained, but Mr. Torres is in, I believe he's indigent. He's on SSI, he's on disability. And he also uses Medicare for his insurance. So he's not working because he has a.
You know, in life, we are allowed to make mistakes, right? But when you continue to make mistakes where you endanger other people's lives, everything gets just so much worse. You know, I routinely, when I have a DWI first, I routinely run court costs because there's also a surcharge on your license of 3,000, perhaps 4,500 if you have a high breath test. It's a $6,000 surcharge on the DWI second. Why would I continue to reward you? What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm not staying at home.
You don't work?
No, sir.
What's the nature of your disability?
From the car accident.
It's a broken.
Because of your car accident in this case?
No, previous one.
Previous.
He had one in 2011, Your Honor.
And now we're here on DWI second. Was it due to another DWI?
Yes, Your Honor.
When do we learn? When do we learn? What, is it gonna take a death? Lose a foot? What happened in the accident?
I had to be life flighted.
Holy crap. Are you lucky to be alive?
Sir.
And here we are yet on a DWI, a new DWI. I'm suspending your license for 2 years. I don't want you anywhere near a car. Don't drive. You scare me when you get into a car. You're lucky to be alive, much less what about the rest of our, what? You know, my family's on the road all the time. I had a good friend a year ago die from a DWI. What? The reason that we have all these surcharges are because sometimes jail is not enough to get your attention. So now the legislature has made it to where somehow we got to get these people's attention. So let's just start hitting them where it really hurts, and that's in the pocketbook. This is a $6,000 surcharge, not to mention court costs, $6,500 that you'd be rolling out of here with. What do you think? They want me to roll the court costs. I will make you a deal. I want to see something proactive because I'm not sentencing him yet. And I can continue to sentence until the 24th of this month. Show me some proactivity so that we know it's not going to happen again. And I'm happy to roll the court costs. But I want to see something proactive from you so we know that you've learned something. Don't write me a letter. I get enough letters. I don't need a letter. I want something really proactive on your part that shows me that it's not going to happen again. We're not going to see that you've learned something from this. And if you can be proactive, show me something, then I'll waive your $6,500 in fines and fees. And this is important because if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. So you can imagine how long you will sit on a $6,500 surcharge. You have 2 weeks to really knock my Aunt Connie's socks off. Do you understand? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Got 2 weeks. Yep.
Janus?
Yep. Here.